Welcome to Mary's Eclectic Interests. Today we're going to be delving into more frames. And I'm going to start with the simplest frame. I always do. I purchased a lot of my frames in the thrift store. And this is one that I came across that I thought, I don't know, there's something about it I liked. It has silver tone to it. And on the back it actually says worn silver. Now, we've discussed before how when you place something in a frame, what you want to see is the picture first and the frame second. So I'm going to put a picture in here, and this is called Minnesota Winter, and it's a postcard. I have a lot of postcards, and I really like postcards. So this is the first one, and as I have explained to you before, I'm trying to get this to go straight. There we go. If you close your eyes and you open your eyes and the first thing you see is the picture, then you have the correct frame. If you close your eyes and open your eyes and see the frame, you have the wrong frame. Now, it's all I'm going to do with this one because I actually like this frame. Now, some frames are kind of interesting. I picked this up, here we go, at a church sale. And it's 4 little frames that you use as a coaster. It's glass. The glass does not come out. And I thought, I don't think I would want to put family members' pictures in there. So I devised something totally different. I happen to like Vincent van Gogh, and in my other shows, I have done things with puzzles. And this is Starry, Starry Night, and this picture was missing some of the pieces. So I don't want to put it back in a box and give it away to a thrift store and somebody else is going to come across and go, oh, it's missing pieces. So those I try to keep at home and incorporate them. Now you notice that this one is already cut in a square. And what I used for my template, and this says coaster frames on it, I used this. So I knew where to cut and how to cut. And you'll see I have this one glued down, but the little tabbies are still there. So I'm going to have to cut all those little tabs out. And this one here, if I can pick it up, I'm going to slide this underneath. Come on. Nope, it's not going to let me do it. There we go. This one hasn't been glued at all. And of course, I'm going to put them in the wrong spot. And also in one of these is the portion that was missing. So I had to, I call it creative manipulation of putting something else in there. So it's not this one, it's one of the other ones. I believe it's, well, one of these, here, it's this one here. I had to cut a piece and jam it in. So this little piece down here really doesn't belong there, but it's in the corner, so you're really not going to notice it. So let's get started with gluing this down, and guess what? I do not want to glue this on my cutting board. That's one thing I do not want to do. Let's push this up. Let's bring this down. And I think last time what I did is I flipped it over because I started this quite a while ago. There we go. And then that way, when I glue it, I just put the glue on here, and then I'll put this on top. So I just am going to put this on here. And this is regular craft glue. It's not PVA glue. It's not something that you're going to be worried about that you need archival. This is just ordinary stuff that the kids use, craft glue. I'm going to set this aside because we're not going to be using that right now. I'm going to show you. Here's what, this is the photo that was in there. And you can see this is where I'm going to have to cut. Now, you can use an X-Acto knife, or I've been using these mainly because when this dulls, I just have to snap this little bottom piece off and I'm ready to go. Whereas an X-Acto knife, you have to sit there, take the blade out, and do a lot of manipulating that I don't want to be doing. So let's see if I can get this cut, because it's tough to get through these puzzle pieces. You think they'd be easy? Oh, it's just paper. No, it's not that simple. Okay, now that I have it, there it goes. Part of it's done. And I also noticed the frames are different in size. In other words, it's not a typical square. I'll get these little knobs out. There. Now sometimes I save these little knobs and I use them as a fill-in, but I don't think I'm going to have to do that with these. Because see right down here, there's a little hole. And if I could find something dark as a little knob, then I could put it in there. But here's one. Yeah, that one would work. So get my little, I don't think it's going to matter because I think it's going to go underneath where the frame is. So I just try to find something with about the same coloring that I can get in there and nobody's going to notice it. And there's a little gap here, but I don't think either one of those are going to show. So let's take one of these out. I'm going to get rid of this. I did notice that even though I use this picture, it still doesn't quite fit in there, but it's going to fit in there well enough. Nobody's going to notice it. And the other hard part is to get it lined up there. So the back will go in and it'll go into the groove, because this is a lot thicker than your typical picture would be. So here's the one with you can see the little church spire. If somebody's using this coaster, they're going to say, oh, I'm the one that had the one with the village. This one here, now this one is not going to go in because there's extra here. So I'm going to have to try and cut this down. I didn't quite cut it quite far enough. And I don't need those. I'm just eyeballing things. There we go. So this one, if you have it, you just look for the tree trunk. This one is in. 1, 2. Now let's see if I have this one. Now this one has the top part of the tree. There we go. And because this one, I cut it down even further, it's going to lock easier. So here's the top portion, and I'll show you these later. Now let's see if this is dry. I think it's dry enough. And I'm going to put my ruler on, but this time I've learned from the others, put it on the inside of where that piece of paper is, and then cut. Take off more than what I need. And then it'll go in better. And like I said, here, let's get these out so you can see what I'm doing. That one's done. And then this comes over a little bit. So again, I'm going to take off more than I did on the others. Okay. But I also lost this little piece that has to go down here. But I wonder if I can get away with not having it. Yep, it's just, aha, I know. Where's the scissors? Because what I need to do, it's just so small. There, that'll take care of that. And see this bare little spot down here? I want to make sure that that stays there. Okay, now it's in. There we go. And then I'm just going to use the ruler to squish it down a little bit. Clean this up. Now this hasn't dried yet, but that's okay. We're going to see if we can get it in. Now this one has the sun in the corner, and that's the distinctive part about that one. There it goes. So here we have, so this is kind of how the puzzle went. The puzzle kind of went like this, this. This was down here, and this was way over here. But now I have all of these, and they're very distinctive, so that if you put a glass on here, you're going to know which one is yours. So let's go to the next frame. Sometimes I wonder who in the world created some frames. Look at this. Now, I had this in my Christmas show, and I'm sitting there going, this is so busy. And I'm sure there might be there might be a Christmas photo that you could put in there, but it's so busy that the first thing you're going to see is this, no matter what. And it took me quite a while to figure out what to put in here because I really did like the frame. I just didn't know what to do with it. And I thought, oh, I can take this out at Christmas time and put it up. But nothing I put in there worked until I came across this. My brother and sister-in-law like to send these really beautiful cards that are like a 3D, they come out, they're raised lettering. And I've had this one for years looking for a possible way of framing it or doing something with it. And look at this. It's just perfect. And instead of paying how much for this frame, which was, I paid $1.80 at the thrift store for this frame. So next Christmas, guess what? I'll be taking and putting this out. Now this is another, let's go to one. I bought this years ago. And I have never, ever figured out what I was going to do with it. We're card players. And we're avid card players. Not necessarily poker, but we do play cards a lot. Cards and games. Doesn't matter, when we're together, there's a deck of cards out. And I thought, what can I do with that? I've had that thing for years. What can I do? Well, I have these big cards like this, but it still was not big enough to go in here. So I put it in the scanner and I told it to enlarge it to a 4x6. And here's a 4x6. So I could use this. So this is what the background will look like. So now I have to figure out what to do with it. Oops, and I have this upside down. Because you'll notice the one thing with this, because they did this frame, if they wouldn't have put the J and the K and the Q in, you could do it this way or this way. But because of this, I suppose you still could do it the other way. But it seems to look better this way. So I'm going back and forth on how I want to do this. I could put this in, but it's going to overwhelm. Look at, this is all you're going to see. And it's so big. It's just not going to look well. So I'm not going to do that. So let's do it with the stickers. And I'm going to put the stickers in the middle. And so it is going to be the way that you normally would see it when most people put it down. It's going to be in reverse, ace high going down to the 10. I do know I want these in there, which are the poker chips. And I have not yet decided where I want those because I put the numbers in the front. Ah, okay. I want these so you can read them. So this is upwards. So I guess I'm going to do it this way. And I definitely want the dice because that is something we were always playing with. Okay, let's do clubs. And let's do a heart. And then let's do the spade. And the diamonds. And then over here, I can put the other set. Let's see, I'm trying to line it up kind of the same way as the other one is. There. It's a bit busy. Or I could take, let's do this. Let's take this one off. Thank goodness they come off easy. And to this. The diamond. And the spade. I think that looks a little bit better. So I'm going to go with this. And it's going to go into this frame. And you notice it's going to have to go sideways because look at how I did this. I did not do it the other way around. And this does go in. And so this is what I'm going to get. It's going to go like this. Now, if they don't like it, they can take this all apart. It's just peel and stick, and they can do it the other way around. Now, this is a frame I found at the thrift store, and I'm going, why would anybody do an apple green frame? What could you possibly put in there? And it is a 4x6 opening, just so you know. And you can go sideways or either way. Now, the first thing I thought of, a friend of mine sent me this. It's a postcard for the Allman Brothers Band. I don't know why he sent me this, because to tell you the truth, I've never seen the Allman Band. Now, if you put this in there, it works great. There's the same colors in here. You don't have to do another thing. It will work. You can open your eyes, and the first thing your eyes are going to come to is this. But I want to go La Feminine. Let's see if this is going to go in there. I found this postcard, and I like it. So I'm going to see if I can get this in there. And I'm going to take off a little portion of it, I think on this side, because there's more room over there. Make sure I'm getting on the right side. Let's do it right side up so I don't get myself into trouble. And I don't want to take too much off. Here we go. I like this in here. Close your eyes and open your eyes. You still see her. Now I'm going to put the back on. And again, I do not have the glass in these. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of, it's just going to be really glary in the camera. But I also have something to make I want to make the frame more feminine. And so I'm going to change it to be a little bit more feminine. And I will show you how I'm going to do this. There's a couple of ways. And I want this to go this way and this way. All right, let's get this on right away. I'm not going to put a whole bunch of glue on here. I just need enough to adhere it. I don't want it. Look, you can see the little And I want to make sure that it's lined up correctly. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here. And a little bit of glue here. Now let's get the right, there we go. And this is how I changed it. The problem is now when you open your eyes, you know where my eyes go? Here. It goes right up here, doesn't it? So that probably was not a good idea. And it probably won't work. I keep closing my eyes, opening my eyes, closing my eyes, opening my eyes. My eyes do focus in on the middle a little bit, but right afterwards they shift up to here. And I'm debating, it's not on there. See, I could take these off without any problems. Look at this. Look at that, came off so easy. Maybe this would be better here. Just having one on this side and the smaller one on that side. Is it going to work? Or would it be better to put a little bit of lace? If you don't like one thing, you can try something else. And here's a little bit of lace that could also go on here. Personally, I don't care for the lace. Maybe up here, just putting it from here, you know, adding it like this and this to make it a little classier. These are called doodad embellishments. Let's see if I can get these open. I have all kinds of stuff thrown here that you can use, or might work, might not work. Maybe this is what I need, because these I could put the glue in the middle and just do an embellishment on the two sides and maybe one on the bottom. Maybe this is the better way to go. The thing is, these will catch on everything. But let's try it anyway. I'm game for a try, aren't you? If that's first, you don't like something, try something else. Here's one. Wish they had four, but they don't, so I'm just going to do it this way. And this says summer, but there's just no way of attaching that with the glue gun. There just isn't enough. So now I would have this. Now this adds a little bit of bling, and it's not obtrusive. This is another frame I found, and I'm going, okay, what can you do with this? It's square. Most photos that you get are 4x6, 8x10, whatever. And then I go, I know what I'm going to put in here. My friend sent me, and where is it? This beautiful picture of the tulip gardens in the Netherlands. And I've had it just sitting against another picture in my house, and it doesn't have a frame, and I just couldn't think of a frame to put it in. So I took this out, and in this one, the back comes out really strange. You have to bend these little metal things. It's not the slide ones. And take this out. And this one, yes, the glass also comes out of here. And what I did do is I took the glass, I put it on her frame, and deciphered how much I had to cut off. I'm cutting this, and I'm not going to be using this, so I'm going to unplug this before I get any more glue down here. And I'll set this aside. Now this is going to take me a while to cut through. Now, like I said, this utility light, this knife that I'm using, I really need to get a new blade in here, and a longer one, because right now I have to fight to get this to cut, and I shouldn't have to. So sometimes you really have to look around a long time to find something that'll work for you, and I'm hoping that I cut this correctly, because this picture is so tiny. I would have liked to have found something else, but I hope that the airiness of that frame, that you could see through it, would help make it seem a little bit more delicate. Oops, I got off centered there. Got off the lines there. So now this is going to be the first time I'll see this in here. I'm not going to put the glass in because, as I said, it'll just be glary. Let's see if I did this right. If I have to trim it, there, it went in. And I had a little, I'm just going to flip it down just to hold it in. Oh. And this you can put any which way you want to. It doesn't really matter. So here it is, and it does help that this, you can see through these things. And I was wondering what I should do with my friend's little pieces that she gave me. It's too bad I can't just snap the bottom off, because I would like to have them going like, this one's so long. See, this one is a better length, and I could put one on either side. But I'm tempted not to do it. I do like it just the way it is, and I think that's going to take away. So sometimes simple is better. Thank you for watching Mary's Eclectic Interests. Take care and stay safe.